Kia ora, good morning, and welcome to another super fantastic fun Friday. Yes, today is a fun day. So I hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling start to the day. It is, for me, it is going to be, it's an incredibly, my schedule today is like jam-packed, and I am super excited for it because there's a lot of exciting stuff happening today. So I am super stoked about today, and it's sort of like, most people go, yay, it's Friday because it's the end of the week, you got the weekend, you can go do parties, whatever it is. But for me, it is exciting because of what is happening today. It doesn't matter the fact that it's the end of the week. For me, it is exciting simply because of what I have on my schedule today, and I am like so excited I don't know what to do with myself. Anyway, so what fun things do you have planned for today? I have, like I said, a very packed schedule. I'm very much looking forward to what I have to do today because it is going to be absolutely incredible and amazing, and I can't talk about most of it. Yeah, that little sort of thing like, yeah, you can't disclose anything right now. I'm like, okay, I'll just tell people I'm having fun, which I am. So that's good. I did not get to do Play-Doh last week. Last week on my list was to play with the Play-Doh. I didn't make it to Michael's. I didn't even make it to PetSmart. I had to have him deliver because my weekend got a little crazy with just sort of like, I'm just going to relax. My weekend last weekend was a lot of relaxation. So I'm looking forward to this weekend because we're arranging a play date at the dog park for Zeffie and her best friend Chloe. And so these two always play really well when they're on the leash. We just want to see what happens when they get off the leash in a confined space. It is going to be fun watching them. So I can't wait to see the two of them off the leash, finally getting to play together without the hindrance of leashes. So that in itself is going to be awesome to see. And that's either going to be tomorrow, probably Sunday, because I've already got appointments in my calendar for tomorrow. And I'm like, hang on, when did these all pop up? But people are using my scheduling link and scheduling time with me. And Saturday is one of those few days I actually have appointments available because my schedule during the week is so packed. So yeah, I get to do most of my appointments on Saturdays. But Saturday afternoon is free, and I get to do genealogy tomorrow afternoon. Yay! Because I got some new tips and tricks to go try. I want to go try some of my new tips and tricks, and I haven't had a chance during the week because I have been very creative in another capacity. And I came up with this concept for one card because I just felt like I need to send some cards out. And so I came up with this concept for a card to send to people, and it's sort of morphed into building a series of cards that can be sent out automatically over a period of time. And so yeah, I'm on to card number 5 out of the 12 card series. So it's I was up until 11:30 last night to give you some idea. Yes. And I've written down the ideas that I've already had for each month that I want the cards to go out. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So what fun do you have planned for today? I'm not going to put anything out of the tin today because I still want to play with my Play-Doh. So when I go to get my mail tomorrow, I'm going to swing by Michael's and get the Play-Doh. And I do have to go get my mail tomorrow because there's some stuff in there I've been waiting on, and because my mail place sends me emails every time I get packages, I'm only expecting two packages, and I got 4 emails yesterday saying I had 4 packages sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I know one of my packages arrived Tuesday, the other one was meant to arrive yesterday, so what are all the, and like throughout the week I've gotten a note almost every day that there's a package for me. So I'm like, oh, what the heck are all these other packages? So unless my Amazon order got split into separate packages, then I can't wait to see. I love surprises. So I'm excited to go pick up my mail tomorrow and see what these packages are that I keep getting emailed about. And because I got to go get ready for my day that starts in like 5 minutes. What your tell your story question today is, what is one of the craziest spur of the moment road trips you have done to go get a meal or a snack? And I have heard some crazy stories from people over the years about how far they drove just to get an ice cream or a burger or what was one of the other ones? Meal of fish and chips or something like that. They just hopped in the car and said, oh, let's go get a burger. Hop in the car and off you go. And then find yourself in the next state, the next town, or whatever. So what is one of the craziest spur-of-the-moment road trips you've done for a meal or a snack? My craziest one would be we drove down to the wharf in Wellington, parked the car, we hopped on the inter-island ferry that goes between North Island and South Island. It's a 3.5-hour trip on the ferry. So we took the 3.5-hour trip on the ferry across to Picton, and Picton's a little town you come into in the Marlborough Sounds there, where the ferry where they have the wharf for the ferries to come in, and the inter-island ferries. And so we got off the ferry, we walked down to one of the main streets in Picton, and there's this little hole in the wall burger place. And in New Zealand, some of the takeaway places, you walk up to, it's literally as they roll up a garage door, you've probably got about 2, maybe 3 feet inside to get to the counter. The menu's up above, and then behind the counter is all the food prep area. So it's literally as a takeaway place. It's not designed for you to sit and eat there. You go get the meal and you take it away. And so we went there and got these really young, and it's this little hole in the wall place, and they have fantastic, I don't know if it's still there, but they had fantastic burgers. And in New Zealand, we don't do the little buns like you guys do over here that are about this big. We had the big buns. And the ones that you had to have 2 hands to hold it. Yes, you couldn't hold these burgers one-handed. It would be, unless you had big hands. I don't have big hands, so I had to have 2 hands to hold it. And so we ordered the burgers and hot chips, or as you people call them, fries. And then we walked back down to the waterfront area, sat there at the waterfront, looking at all the comings and goings there in the harbour, and what people watching and all of that. And we had about 3 hours, I think it was. I know we had plenty, because they had to offload the ferry with all the cars, because the inter-island ferry takes the trains and the trucks and the cars between the North Island and the South Island. It's like an extension of State Highway 1, which is the main road that goes through the North Island and down the South Island. And so they had to offload all of that. And these guys can do it pretty quickly. They have it down to a science for loading and unloading these ferries. And then once the last one loaded, so we probably had about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I can't remember. It was a short window frame. So we went down there, and we had our food, had our meal, had our burgers and stuff. We had time to do a little bit of wandering around. Then we wandered back onto the ferry, and then took the ferry back to Wellington again. Another 3.5 hours on that. So we spent 7 hours just to go get a burger. When you think about it, but that's not the worst one I have heard. So that was we drove down to the ferry. We hopped onto the ferry, went across to Picton. Got our burgers, sat on the waterfront, ate them, then got on the ferry to go back to Wellington again. So that was 3.5 hours each way on the ferry. And then we had like an hour and a half in Picton. I think it's an hour and a half between the ferry. Put it this way, it is enough time if you want to go for a meal in Picton. You can get on the ferry, go down there, have your meal, get back on the ferry and come back again. And if you want to stay a little longer and hire a car for a day, it's a great day trip. You get up, you get on the first ferry of the morning, you go across there, you rent a car when you get to Picton, you go driving around the Marlborough Sounds, around Marlborough, where you've got Blenheim and you've got Nelson. Nelson's a really cool little arts and crafts areas. And of course, Marlborough is the one of the world famous areas for wines in New Zealand there. And then you get back on, and then you drop off the rental car, get back on the ferry for the last sailing out, and off you go. So you can actually make a really good day of it. But the craziest one I heard with that ferry story is when I was working for a computer company many years ago. One of the guys was telling us he used to live up in Taranaki, which is the region that I spent my teenage years in. And him and his wife decided one day that they wanted a burger. They dropped the kids off at his parents' place, hopped in the car, drove 3 hours down to Wellington, hopped on the ferry, went across to Picton, went to the little hole in the wall burger place, had their burgers, got back on the ferry, did the 3.5 hours back on the ferry, then got in the car and drove 3 hours home. They got home like, I don't remember what time in the morning, because the ferry got in like 11 p.m. at night. So they got home like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, just because they decided they needed to have a burger. So what are some of the craziest spur of the moment road trips you have taken just to go have a meal or a snack? What's some of the and I'm talking road trip. I'm not talking getting on a private jet or anything and jetting off to, like Paris or something like that. I'm talking about road trips. And yes, you can include ferries, but like if you have to use a ferry to go from one place to another with your car or just as a walk-on, because they are an extension of the road. So what's some of the craziest spur-of-the-moment road trips? Oh, we need a burger. Okay, and you get in the car and you go driving hours to get a burger, and then you turn around and drive all the way back home again. So what are some of the craziest ones that you have done? Let us, write them down. In fact, even let us know in the comments below what some of your craziest spur-of-the-moment road trips you have done for a meal or a snack have been. I'm trying to think of other crazy things that we have done. We drove somewhere one time to get ice creams. Yeah, Brad and I hopped in the car one day to get an ice cream. Where did we go? We're in Virginia. And we decided we wanted an ice cream. We ended up driving like 2 or 3 hours to get an ice cream. And then we turned around and drove back home again. I can't remember where we went to get the ice cream. I have to go back through my photographs to help me remember. But, there's just crazy things like that. So maybe we'll do one of those on... Oh, that could be an idea. We could do it on Sunday. But I don't know many of the eating places around here for good burgers or... Yeah. What's within a 2 to 3 hour drive of Phoenix that's got good burgers or ice creams? Let us know in the comments below. If you live in the Phoenix area and you know of a good place that's within a 2 to 3 hour drive to go for burgers or ice creams or something like that, let us know. And especially if they have curbside delivery, because I will have a dog with me and it will be triple digits outside. So I don't want to have to get out of the car to go inside to get anything. So I need curbside delivery or drive-through. So let me know because it always makes the day interesting when you get to go for crazy spur of the... Actually, no, I'm planning that one now. It's not spur of the moment. I'll figure it out. Anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling day. I got to go. I got a lot of stuff to get done today, and I'm sure you do too. So let us know what fun do you have planned today? And my red looks really good against the purple. Just noticed that. I like this shit. It's red day today. Yeah, remember everyone deployed. Anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling Friday. Make it a fun day. Find something to do. Find a spur of the moment thing to do. Just when you finish your work day, go do something. I don't know what it's going to be. Do you feel like fish and chips? Where can I go for fish and chips? Yeah, Friday nights back home when we were growing up was fish and chip night. There was also Mr. Whippy night too. Mr. Whippy is like the guy that goes around with the soft served ice cream in the back of the truck. They play green sleeves, so you hear them coming. And we used to go out to the because he'd always arrive either just as dinner was beginning or it was always before dinner he would arrive. And so we would go out, choose whatever ice cream dessert we wanted for dinner that night, get the dessert, we'll go put it in the freezer, and then we'll go inside and have our dinner. And then after dinner, we got to go and have our Mr. Whippy ice cream. So, we had things like banana splits and ice cream sundaes or ice cream in a cone. And Mum had a place in the freezer that we could put the desserts, and then we get to enjoy them after dinner. So, and dinner was fish and chips. So, yes, so I love Friday nights. Fish and chips and ice cream. Best meal for a Friday night. So, haven't done that in a while, fish and chip dinner. I have to think about that one. All right, anyway, go have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we'll catch you guys this evening at around 6 p.m. Hej konara!